And I was like, I have to beat Heidi. Like, Heidi is the girl to beat. She's stronger than me, but I'm crazier than her. New York is like the birthplace of monster track. It's like the longest running Breakless Alley Cat. They just had their 20th year anniversary. It is full bravado, racing through the city for 4 hours, machismo, messenger, brouhaha, but like at the same time, it's got a legacy and it's pretty cool and fun. And also it's like such an iconic city, right? So like just imagine tearing through that city on a fixed gear bike, like flying through cars, flying through lights. Like, I mean, it's a full-on adrenaline fix. But I won Rumble Through the Bronx, I won the Queens one, and I was going for the trifecta and trying to get Broadway Bombing. And it happens on 4th of July or as close to that weekend as possible. This one was right on 4th of July. And we start the race at the top of Manhattan and we race to the bottom of Manhattan. And it's just a full gas, like you can do it in about, typically that would take you maybe an hour and a half, but in this race, it takes everyone like sub 45 minutes. It's insanity. Like you don't stop. You're just like streaking through the city on the longest avenue. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. You bomb Broadway. And there's this girl, Heidi, and she still rides bikes. She still races track. She's a math teacher now. She was so rad. Total nerd actually, but like I thought she was rad because she was fast. And I was like, I have to beat Heidi. Like Heidi is the girl to beat. She's stronger than me, but I'm crazier than her. So I will take more risks. And that was like the knowledge that I had going into this race. And we take off and Heidi and I are just like neck and neck the whole time. And we're like in the top 10 of like the overall pack. Like we're some of the best alley cat racers in New York City at this time. And it's just like fire. I believe there's some footage from Lucas Brunel and Chris Thorman and some other people have it on their GoPros, and we're just like streaking down the avenue, and it starts raining, so it's even more epic. You know, it's just like pouring rain, and we're like flying. It's like at that point you can't even stop if you wanted to, because like what is it gonna do? You're just gonna slide. And we get to about, I think it was 13th Street, which at this point the race is like 8/10 over, you know, like, and Heidi and I are still neck and neck. And so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna catch a sketch. I'm gonna grab onto a taxi cab. Like, this is the only thing that is gonna get me ahead of her, because she won't do that. And so that was like what I was banking on. And so I like this cab comes up and I'm like reaching out, and I miss like the edge of the window, but I grab the wheel well, which I don't think you're supposed to do when you're sketching, but I didn't know. I mean, I've sketched a bunch, but like, I don't know, I thought that would be fine. But I felt like a hot heat on my hand and was like, that's not good. Like, I don't know about that. So I let go and my fingers are just spurting blood. And I was like, okay. I just like did something to my hand, okay. But like, we're so close to the finish. And we had one more checkpoint, and I like slide into the checkpoint, and a hand on my manifest was covered in blood. And I was like, do you have a tissue? And they're like, yeah, wait, whoa. And like, they hand me a tissue, and I'm just like holding it, and I'm sitting there. Heidi pulls up, because at this point I had gotten ahead of her. Heidi pulls up and looks at me, gets her manifest stamps, and she was just like, and then takes off. And she doesn't even say anything. And that's like kind of what changed my mind. I was like, screw it, I'm getting back on my bike and I'm gonna finish this race, because it was probably 10 minutes to the finish at that point. And I'm just holding my hand shut, trying to like stop the bleeding and riding, and we're like bombing down to the end of the avenue. And we're supposed to, the final checkpoint is supposed to be the Native American Museum. And we both pass it for some reason. Like, we both like just fly past it. And we were like, like pull a U-turn. Heidi slides out in the wash of water. And I put my foot down and I was like, are you okay? And she gets back on again, doesn't say anything. Like, she's such a racer brain, like good for her. Gets back on and starts riding. I was like, no! And like, so I just take off chasing her, and we both throw our bikes down, and I beat her on the sprint up the stairs to the Native American Museum steps. I think I probably literally elbowed her out of the way on that point. Got to the top, won the race. For whatever it's worth. Like, I think you win like just a handful of dollars of bills. I think it was probably like 50 to $100. and then took it to the hospital to get stitches for my fingertips because they were like gaping open. I still have the scars on my fingertips, 1, 2, 3 right here. And that's my favorite story because like as I get the money in my hand, the fireworks are going off and it's still pouring rain, and I was like seeing my friends are congratulating me on, thanks guys, I'm gonna go to the hospital if you guys want to come hang out with me. And that was like, that's like what I did for fun in my 20s.